And welcome to the Hired Gun Podcast with your host, the Hired Gun. First, like, subscribe, share. How y'all doing, y'all? So, let's get into it, y'all. So, last night, we got a reveal of who was on the phone. Or, who was on the phone, per se. Alright? And everybody had their ideas. Even me. I thought it was gonna be KO or Bob Orton. Alright? Alright. But it wasn't. It was Pat McAfee. So, like, in one hand, I can, I can, I can say I didn't see that coming, and that's not a bad thing. To not see something coming. It's not a bad thing to assume and then guess it's somebody because it makes sense to be shocked that it's somebody else. Now, if you think about it, you know, like what ended up happening with Cody going on Wednesday, on there last week on Wednesday, and it didn't happen. Right? It didn't happen. Like he said, uh, schedules got caught up in everything. Now, you know, I can't really go by the internet fans or the dislike or what happened last night because you know what, the fans would have been underwhelmed by by whoever it was. If it was if it was Kevin Owens, fans still would have bitched about it. If it was Bob Orton, fans still would have bitched about it. If it was um, Stephanie, fans would have bitched about it. If it was Orton talking to himself and it was just him, somebody would have bitched about it and complained and said, "Oh, because if it was Kevin Owens, people would have said, "Oh, he's not a big enough star. It should have been someone because the stupidity of certain people, like they would want it to be Shane McMahon. They would want it to be Vince. Knowing these two people wasn't going to be it, but since it's not them, they would have get mad about it. They would have complained about it. Knowing that shit can't happen. The Vince thing more than the Shane thing, right? Or they wanted to be hit DiBiase, right? Who hasn't been in the ring or WWE in like 7+ years? Who just got out of court a couple weeks ago, right? But but so on that hand, I can't go by the fans on that because you got flaky fans out there who are gonna bitch and moan and complain about anything, right? So you really can't go that route, right? And the dislike we already proven that the dislike button could could be brought, right? It could be brought, right? But it being Pat, so I don't know how I feel about it, and this has nothing to do with it not being Kevin Owens because some of this has to do with it being uh, a TKO thing, right? This is me. If the rumors are true and the speculations are true that Ario Emanuel, that's Pat's manager, right? Who's trying to make Pat the next Sylvester Stallone. His words, not mine. All right, like if the rumors are true that this was a TKO thing, right? They didn't make the second week, the second year in a row that they got involved in some shit they shouldn't have got involved in. Because honestly, the Cody versus Orton don't need it. Like he don't need it. We can just go by based off 20 years of stuff. You know, the rivalry and the story and everything. But TKO and Ario Mario and other people, they trying to make this bigger than what it is. You know, so on that note, uh, I'm not the biggest fan of them button in between the stuff. They don't need help. You know, because it's making us not like the product more than than what we should. It's making us, you know, like last night. Like I said it to the wife last night about how the the Little Gotti thing situation. Cause he came out with Trick last night. Alright, it was interesting. Well, he came out with Trick a couple times last night, and you know, I don't have a problem with the celebrity stuff. I don't. I don't like as long as you committed and and you're not gonna bow like Travis Scott did and and realize this ain't for you. I mean, I guess realizing it's not for you now than later, but still like as long as you're not uh, making a mockery of it, you know, to Jelly Roll, you know, because you know, like I was mentioning this last night. Jelly Roll's on there, um, Yachty's on there, ISO Speed. You know, he did some stuff like he's committed right now, so he's probably gonna have a match. Now it won't be a one-on-one match, but you know, he's probably gonna get in the match with the Usos, LA Knight, because LA Knight came on his stream the other day, you know, and ISO Speed sold it, all right? So like like you're getting all these rappers and celebrities to intervene. That's not really a. Some of this is not really the E's doing. Some of this is TKO doing because they want the product to be more of a superstar thing. You know, like and this is the downfall this is the downfall of not owning your own shit anymore because you can't tell people no. Like you can voice your opinion, but you can't tell people no. You know, like you can't just say nah fuck that. You know, we're not doing that because again, this is the second year in a row that they had to pivot to something that wasn't in the cards. And I'm not saying TTO's doing all that and doing everything like that, but some things it's them. You know, they're not fucking with the small matches or the mid matches. Like they're fucking with the higher up matches. They don't need help. Like this don't need help. Like like the Cody and the Randy Orton match doesn't need any kind of help. Again, I don't have a problem with Pat being in this storyline. Like I don't. And the stuff he said, like this is only gonna bother the Attitude Era situation. People. So it's not bothering me that we don't got the Attitude Era right now. Like that's not bothering me one bit whatsoever about it. to that because the Attitude Era was never my end all be all. The Attitude Era was never my favorite era of WWE. Mine was ruthless aggression era. You know, I that was my favorite era. You know, but and then like I'm not saying Randy Orton can't promo, right? I'm not even saying he need a mouthpiece, but Pat can be a mouthpiece that can take bumps and can wrestle some, right? Right, and then so the only gripe I'm gonna have is where it took place, because when it comes down to, they're trying to get you to boo Randy, right? And it wasn't the crowd was not gonna boo Randy in his hometown. It wasn't gonna happen, right? Like this could have been any other way, like any other place, and it would have worked. Probably would have worked more. I don't want to say it would have worked 100% because Randy's not gonna get booed like that. Not at least not how they want it. Like Randy could have punted a kid, right? And it wouldn't have mattered because fans like that, fans nowadays are just fucking crazy and uh, flaky, you know. And I'm not saying that they're wrong for not booing him, right? But the E wants you gotta boo him, and it's not gonna happen, right? Because you got enough fans who feel the way they feel about Cody for it not to happen too, you know. Right, and then I think this is why they didn't do this Cody versus Randy Orton sooner. Right, because of the fact that they was afraid of this situation. But so then you pair him with Pat, right? And again, they could have did this last week, right? And it would have went over better last week than this week because they in St. Louis, right? And Randy Orton's from St. Louis. That's his home. Like he said it in his promo. So so Pat can rag on uh, St. Louis and their teams and teams leaving and everything because that's cheap heat, right? It's the best way to get booed, right? It's the best way to get heat, but it's not gonna work when one of your boy. I mean, like the guy you wanted to get booed is from there. Like he would have to tear down um he would have to tear down St. Louis for that to happen. And even then he probably still wouldn't get booed. Like the crowd would probably get the crowd would probably uh gripe and moan before anything. Or stay quiet before anything. You know, it's not 100% guaranteed the crowd's gonna boo him still. All right, in St. Louis. So my biggest gripe will probably be where they did it at. All right, and now, Pat's gonna be Pat. Pat's gonna get heat. Pat's gonna get booed. Pat's gonna get the social media popping. All right, and again, you can't go by the fans online. You can't because again, it could have been anybody, and the fans, online fans, or online in general, would have complained about it. It wouldn't have not have mattered who it was last night. Like people like us, like me, Ryan. I want to say Bob, but I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Other people would have understood certain things. but the online fans are gonna complain about whoever it was, because if it was Kevin Owens, because some people say if it was Kevin Owens it wouldn't have made sense, and that's crazy. Because you know what? I didn't say this last night. I mean yesterday. I didn't say this yesterday, but I'm gonna say it today. People got people got stuck on that one line that Randy Orton said in this promo about there's one then one royal family in the business, all right, and then that just made them like scatter and think of all kind of people then, right? Which he he said that to the person on the phone. He said that because of Cody Rhodes' theme song says it. Because in all reality, you already have somebody. Uh, Randy Orton is already enough to say that already, right? Because his family matters, name matters, right? So you shouldn't take it as he's talking to someone on the phone that has that same legacy. Like this is why we got the hit the Bigossi shit, and this is why we got the Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon shit, because we're thinking about a royal family, and we shouldn't, because Randy Orton's already the royal family because of his name. So don't get stuck on that one line, all right, and say anybody else it don't make sense because or and I hate when people say this. Oh, you need a bigger star than that, than Kevin Owens. That's stupid. Kevin Owens is a main eventer. Yeah, like he's a main eventer. So you shouldn't say, oh, you need somebody bigger than that. No, what? Yeah, and then you got people like The Rock. Like people saying The Rock now. Listen. Think The Rock understands he can't fuck up another angle for him being in. And that's not me saying The Rock won't come back eventually, because he probably will. Right? Right? It's just The Rock wants what happened last year to calm down for him. Now, for all I know, The Rock may show up at Mania. All right? But we'll see. I just and then SmackDown wasn't bad, and it wasn't a great show, right? But I'm telling you, SmackDown could have been good, right? And it wouldn't have mattered because all people talked about was the mystery. Was the mystery guy being Pat McAfee, which in our reality, it did its job then. So we're talking about it now. And that's what matters. Because bad or good for this, bad or good value when it comes to media, when you kind of sell tickets and you get something over, doesn't matter then, right? Right? Because it can't be that bad if people still talking about it, right? Like, 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 again, Pat is a good mouthpiece. He's not better than Paul Heyman, but he's close. He's close enough to the next best thing as a mouthpiece, and he can take bumps, and he can sell, and he can wrestle to an extent, and he can take a punishment, And then you got Cody talking his mess and taking shots at this Inferno, and getting him all mad about it and everything. I mean, I enjoyed that kind of stuff. I enjoyed that, but I feel like people saying SmackDown was bad or not a good show. because people were stuck on the whole Pat McAfee thing. Now, what I did have a problem with was was Carmelo Hayes and Sammy thing match. He had a match, and it was it was his rematch, and Sammy beat him clean per se. He beat him clean, which wouldn't matter. It wouldn't have mattered if he cheated to win with me, because Sammy's a heel, even though he's not seeing himself as a heel right now. Like he's seeing it as getting the job done by any means necessary. Getting to be in mania by any means necessary. You know, and pretty soon he's gonna stop caring about being the good guy. Now, last night, last night you heard the fans. Last night you heard them say Sammy sucks. Now, when the last time you heard some shit like that about Sammy? Hmm? When the last time you heard somebody say Sammy sucks? The crowd. Sammy's for the last 3, 4, 5 years has been the most over uh, mid card guy in the business, right? Yeah. And WWE made it so he can get cold and not get a reaction. Kept him in the back so the fans would get tired of him, right? And they wanted Sammy to go heel, but now he's getting Sammy sucks and everything. Now, I've been on this podcast and I told you that Sammy's gonna be the next world champion or WWE champion. But I can't say that now. Now, as a heel, I can say that. I can say that because he's getting the heat that that Sammy's getting the heat that they want Orton to get, and it's never gonna happen. The only way it happens is if they get tired of Orton, But Sammy v. Mello, I don't think Mello getting on the card for Mania at all. I think last night was his last chance. Who knows? But I don't think Melo getting on that card. I hope he does. I hope he does, because I want to see him on the card, and I think it's horseshit that he won't, and that's why the difference. The difference is with Melo and Drew, right? Because they already had something planned for Drew. All right, they don't have something planned for Melo if he's not in the picture or with Trick Williams and Sammy. You know, to look what happened with Dragunov. Like Dragunov lost his match. Now Dragunov not even mentioned or being shown on TV. So if we don't see Melo on TV next week, this is where we have a problem for me. So he should be on that card. Cause he's mad over with the crowd too. Cause he gets it. So but Sammy and Melo had a good match. The match from last week was better, but they had a good match. Anything else? Anything else from last night was okay. I liked the Matt Gargano versus Anderson Black match. I did. Um, the Rhea versus um what's her name? Michin was decent. Um, the tag match was okay. The women's tag match was okay. The Miz and Kit Wilson versus R-Truth, oh boy, and Damian Priest was okay. Well, listen, everybody knows I'm not the funny guy wrestling, dude. Yeah, and there's a time and a place for it. So it is what it is. It was okay. It was funny. All right. Uh, you know, not somebody. My homeboy Aiden was talking about his favorite wrestler, his R Truth, and I was like, because of why? Because he cracked jokes, and then he says nah, because he cracks funny jokes. To each his own. To each his own. All right. I'd rather have the R Truth, the serious R Truth from TNA any day of the week over the R Truth we got now. But that's just me. That's just me. Um, Tonight we got uh, TNA, not TNA, sorry, NXT Standard Deliver. Looking forward to it. I am. I am looking forward to it. I'll be back on here probably next Sunday. Maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday. You know, maybe Sunday. And then y'all see me Monday after. I mean, like, you gotta see me Tuesday, because I'll probably have more to talk about. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, you can probably see me Monday. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to end the show with that. Make sure you got like, subscribe, share. Make sure you got watch wrestling. Make sure you got watch E-Feds, New Breed. This is the High Gun Podcast with your host, the High Gun. God bless. Love y'all. I'm out.